Hey, what is going on? Hope you guys are having an amazing week. Hope you guys are having an amazing 4th of July tomorrow. And I hope you guys just have an amazing life and everything's been going well. Let's talk about today's news. And I want to talk about something important is that PlayStation needs to focus on the console. Now, after today's news, we heard that Helldivers 2 has been going to Xbox. Honestly, man, in a way, when I saw the way Arrowhead was talking about PlayStation and the whole PC thing that happened with the fucking sign-in thing and how they want to go independent and etc. and all this shit, like they were talking spicy about PlayStation, you know, and it kind of made no sense. But then I thought about it. There's a rumor about Helldivers going to Xbox like later on, but honestly, it's a single player. It's not really a single player game. It's more of a multiplayer game. But I still didn't think they would go to Xbox. If anything, I thought the other platform it would go to would be Nintendo. But honestly, I don't think Nintendo Switch 2 could even handle this type of game. If I'm gonna be dead ass honest with you, but it's going to Xbox. I wonder what it's gonna look like on Xbox. On Xbox Series S, I wonder what it's gonna look like on there, because honestly, man, that shit's probably gonna be fucking, will not be the place to play it. But whatever the case is, man, but it's going to Xbox, and a lot of people are like, oh, second party or the cases, because you have to understand that Sony publishes game. It's a Sony owned IP. I know Arrowhead made it, but it's still a Sony owned IP. So the thing about it is that I'm pretty sure Arrowhead pushed for this. They really wanted to put it on Xbox, you know, etc. Whatever the case was, and I guess they did it, and that's that. But it's published by PlayStation Publishing LLC, so it's gonna be published by PlayStation, which is kind of odd to see. I mean, honestly, man, we've seen what's happened to Xbox. We've seen how Xbox is going through it. Xbox is basically done with the console. I mean, they're gonna launch a next generation console, but guys, we've seen the news yesterday how they laid off 9,000 people, canceled multiple games, canceled 2 big games. Actually, the only biggest game out of them was basically Perfect Dark. They canceled that, and then they were hit with 9,000 layoffs, and it kind of just makes you think like, dude, it's funny whenever Xbox has negative news, for some damn reason PlayStation has to jump in and like, oh wait, hold on, we got something too. Like they gotta just jump in there, nose fucking dive into a pool with no fucking water. It's the most goofiest shit in the world. And honestly, look, man, me personally, I don't want Helldivers on Xbox, because I'm like, you're kind of devaluating what it was. Actually, wait, with Helldivers, you know what? That's probably an exception. Games I do not want to see that are Sony IPs, right? It's like if they made a new Killzone, they made a new SOCOM, they made a new Motorstorm, I wouldn't really want that to be on Xbox, because it just wouldn't make sense. Because them if you're saying this is the case, right? They're doing it for online live service games. Okay, how about this? How about stop calling them live service games? Let's just call them online games only, okay? Because it wouldn't make sense for them to put those games, those IPs on Xbox, because those are PlayStation IPs. This Helldivers game is a PlayStation IP because Sony owns it. I know Arrowhead makes it. I don't know what the features IP can be. Will Arrowhead say, fuck it, we want the Helldivers IP off Sony? Whatever the case might be, which I don't really see that happening. If that does happen, that'd be fucking crazy. But at the end of the day, I just think that PlayStation needs to focus on their console more than ever. They do not need to do what Microsoft is doing, because as you can fucking see, Microsoft is not looking good. They've gave up on the gaming space. They've gave up on the console. They've gave up on the competition. Because of Microsoft giving up, there's not a lot to talk about. There's not a lot of competition, which fucking sucks, which gives Sony this dumbass like ego that doesn't really help them. It kind of makes them worse. And you can see what they're doing now. They think they have to do it. They'll say, okay, I know even if Arrowhead said they want this to happen, right? I don't think it still should be a thing where they should do it. But if they do it and it's just that one game, sure, why not? But if I see it where now you're going to see it where like, oh, they want to do with say if SOCOM gets an online only game, say if SOCOM gets a story game, but mainly it's an online type of SOCOM, a Mod Nation Racers online, a Motorstorm online, you know, whatever the case might have been, a Warhawk online, whatever those games are, if they do make them, those go to Xbox. That's when it's an issue, because then Sony becomes a full-on third party. I mean, some people call them a third party now because of when they release a game 1-2 years after on PC, or if they release a game a few years later on PC, whatever the case might be. I don't really see, I guess you can call it that whatever you want to, it really doesn't matter. I mean, some people are now saying that because of them putting games on Nintendo, but if you've seen the games they put on Nintendo, they're not really like They're not the game. They're whatever is left of Japan's studio, which, is sad that that's happening. But honestly, man, even when they made that Lego Horizon game, it sold the most on PlayStation. It sold terribly on PC and Nintendo. Those games, those Japan studio games you see, they're gonna sell the most on PlayStation. They're not gonna sell the most on Nintendo. I know people say Nintendo is where those games are, where they go off the most, but dude, honestly, I doubt that. I can see it being bought there, but I don't see it being like the most successful platform they bought it on. But, my whole thing is that there is so many games, so many things they can be focusing on, but they're focusing on dumb shit like this, porting games over. Just because Xbox is porting their shit over to PlayStation does not mean you need to focus on that now. I don't want to see God of War. I don't want to see no fucking other games because, dude, if that happens, you basically ruin the whole fucking thing. That kind of ruins the competition. Whatever is left, honestly, there's not much left, but what it does is that it devaluates the fucking console. If that happens, they don't care about the consumers. They don't care about what they're releasing. They don't care how it's honestly, man, PlayStation has been remastering the fucking wrong games, and it is disappointing because there's so many games from the PS3 era that deserve a remake, a remaster. Honestly, man, there's so many PS3 online to this day that have not gotten a remaster. They have remastered the most dog shit games that you could think of. And look, these games aren't dog shit. What I mean is that the games they're remastering makes no fucking sense. It makes you think, who is a dumbass okaying this? I know damn well Herman Holt's stupid ass was the one that okayed all those Horizon remasters and all this and that. And then you had fucking Naughty Dog remastering this and that. You now hear that Neil Druckmann's going back to Naughty Dog, which I think is good. I think his big ass ego that he's getting off the fucking HBO show and shit. And also season 2 was ass. I don't care what anyone says. I'm glad that they're going back to the fucking games. I am glad they're worrying about what started, what gave them the edge, what basically made them, was their studio, was their game. And it's sad that PlayStation thinks that, oh, let's remake the same fucking game 8 or 9 times, it'll work. That doesn't make any sense. You're not caring about the console. And then when they remake it, they'll sometimes remake it for the PC version, just to get a PC version now, which, dude, why are you doing that? Why are you worrying more about PC, which doesn't make sense when you have a console fan base, when you have the fan base that worries with the console. Honestly, I want an Infamous Second Son 2. I would love to see dude, I don't want to see a remaster of Infamous First Light or Infamous Second Son. Because why would you do a remaster when the games look beautiful as is? If you guys go pick up the games right now, they play amazingly, especially on a PS5. Do I want to see Infamous Second Son and First Light on PC? No, because honestly, man, I don't see the reason of why. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. Like, I know it's been this many years, but at the end of the day, I think if people want to go pick it up, they can go pick it up on console right now. And, whatever the case might be, I would rather them, instead of making a PC port of Infamous Second Son, go make a sequel for the game instead. Like, go help Sucker Punch. I'm happy that Sucker Punch is doing Ghost of Yote, which I cannot wait for, right? But if you're telling me that you'd rather go remaster the game instead of making a sequel, that makes no fucking sense. You're really, at that point, you're getting out of touch with your fan base. You're not making new games. You're not even pivoting off the other games to make new games out of those games. And all you're doing is relying on dumbass remasters. I know there are new games coming out to PlayStation, but the only issue is it's the progress of how fast they have been able to make them. Because, guys, they have canceled so many games. So many games that would have went off. They have canceled so many online multiplayers that actually would have done better than fucking Concord, that would do better than Marathon, and will do better than this Horizon MMO RPG game. They canceled Factions 2. Made no sense. They canceled that Twisted Metal online game. Made no sense. They canceled, I believe, what else? Honestly, there's quite a few they canceled that wouldn't have made sense. They were trying to make a God of War online game, which, if you guys played the Ascension games, I mean, honestly, it's not bad if you have played them before. I think some people might have enjoyed it, but it depends on how they did it, right? But it doesn't make sense to do it for certain studios that don't need to be doing it, right? Like Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog could have made just Factions 2 and that's it. There was no reason for them to try and do this extra shit. There was no reason for them to try and make a battle royale, because understandably, if they don't know what they're doing with it, don't do it. Just make the simple thing that you were supposed to do. Make a simple Factions 2 and that's it. That's all we wanted. Literally, that's all I wanted, but we didn't get that. The reason why I don't like having it where they release it on PC is that PC has a lot of fucking cheaters. I don't care if you say, oh, cheaters don't come immediately. Yes, they do. There is a loser out there who's on PC right now who will make cheats immediately. There are people like that out there. It's how it is. It's not uncommon to see that. Look at what happened to every online game that comes out to this day. There's a cheater. There's cheaters in betas, man. There's a cheaters in beta. You can't really get away from cheaters. It's just like they're now hacking betas now, because most of them, I know some say that happened because apparently they bought PS4 dev kits, which, dude, honestly, man, if you're going that fucking far to cheat in a game where you have to buy a damn dev kit, what are you doing? Just play the fucking game fair for what it is. I don't understand cheaters these days. They'll spend $1,000 to $2,000 just to cheat in a game and not even profit off. I know some can say they can sell cheats, whatever the case is, but bro, it doesn't make sense, because like, you're cheating. You already know you're gonna win. What's the point? What's the fun? What's the thrill? Where's the, engagement to keep on having fun? It just makes no sense. Like, it's like when GTA Online, when that one person has like $1 trillion. Now there's nothing to do because you bought everything and anything. There's no grind, there's no fun. And most of the time your friends only want to really just use most of the stuff you buy, which is cool. Or you can just have little wars in GTA lobbies, which, gets fun. It's fun when it is, but then when it's not, it's just like, it just gets repetitive, right? But at the end of the day, man, PlayStation has a chance right now to start just looking for everything and anything they can to do for the console. They can literally make sure the console is prioritized as of right now, because, dude, there's so many games that we want to see for PlayStation. There's so many games I want to see. I want to see a new Sly Cooper. I want to see a PS3 emulator implemented into the PS5. I want to see more PS2 games come to PS5. I want to see more PSP games. I would love to see the emulator for the PS2 get upgraded, where basically now you can host your own online things with the game, where basically you could play with people on those games. It would be nice. It would be nice if they did that. It would be nice if they keep upgrading this. Because, dude, they've been upgrading it. Honestly, it's been getting better and better. But the only issue is they just haven't been adding a lot of PS2 games people want to see, man. I just want to see more I know implicit conversions. They have a list of games they want to emulate. And also, that list can be a game that can be a list that Sony can go look and be like, hey, if we do this, okay, like, dude, they have games like Instant Hit and Run. They have Black. They have GTA Vice City Stories, and they have Liberty City Stories. I know some people say there's issues with that game and it's hard to get them on the console because of licensing issues and because Rockstar, whatever the case might have been. I don't know the whole story on that, but dude, look, if PlayStation can make it happen, go make it happen, because those are games that a generation has never played. There's people who have never played those games, and if you have it on PS5, you're having more people play those games and see what those games were from those generations. And also another thing is that PS Premium right now, apparently a lot of people have PlayStation Premium, but the only fucking issue is that they have the price for a premium is $160 or $159. I'm assuming people buy the monthly, or if people are buying the yearly, what the case is, dude, that means Sony has a lot of people buying that shit. So why the fuck are they not enhancing it by giving more? Why are they not giving more PS2 games? Why is there not more PSP games? Why is there not more I mean, honestly, look, I love PS1, but bro, look, I honestly want them to focus on PS2, PSP, and PS3. Honestly, look, I would not mind. Dude, they even had the Aqua Teen Hunger Force game. It was like, what is it? Aqua Teen Hunger Force Pro Aim. The Pro Aim golf game. I don't know what the name is, but it was a sick game. Dude, I would love that game on there, honestly. And it was made by Midway. There's so many Midway games out there, man. They're lost because, like I said, Midway shut down a long time ago. But, dude, look, there's so many times from Midway that can come to the PS5 right now and to the Classics library. It doesn't make sense why they aren't trying to go for. I know they have a team. They announced a week ago that they are going to try to get PS3 games as well. But again, still streaming wise, which, dude, look, man, streaming is what it is, bro. But I need that emulator right now. I need them to go for the emulator, and I need them to stop getting rid of games that they add. Why did they get rid of Resistance 1 and 2 when you fucking own the games? You own the IP. Why is it those games are not? That response they had made no sense. Oh, we want to make it a fresh new thing. That made no fucking sense. Makes no sense. Have more respect for your customers, because again, they are the ones that are making you right now. I just hope that PlayStation understands that there are people who care more about the console itself, and that there should be more value to that console. I mean, that there should be more stuff being shown. Another thing is that they need to stop not showing shit. Dude, they're so quiet now because of how confident they've gotten, because of how Microsoft is. And this is on Microsoft's fault, because when Microsoft gave up, or when Xbox gave up on the console war, right? When they gave up on the console itself, Sony basically got confident. Got way too confident, and they got way too confident. They made all these dog shit live service games that ruined other games that were supposed to be better than this, and they got canceled. It sucks, man, because there's so many games that could have if Factions 2 had released, right? If it had just released, we could have possibly had, if not, an amazing online multiplayer, and it would have still been I would have still been playing it now. I understand Factions 2 was supposed to come out 2023. It got canceled in 2023. I think it got canceled in 23 or 24. What did the case? No, 24. Which just sucks, man. That game started in 2019, ended in 2024. All that fucking time wasted for no reason. Not sure why they canceled it, considering the game was technically done. All they had to do was just not fucking add that BR and it would have been good. But it is what it is. There's rumors of games that are coming out that I would hope they are. Is a new MotorStorm, but I don't really know if it's fully coming out. I would hope that, dude, if it's a remaster, I'll still take it, man. Honestly, I want to see MotorStorm come back because, again, dude, like I said, it's a new generation. A lot of people back then were not gamers, and you'll be shocked. There was a lot of people who were not gaming. A lot of people were born when MotorStorm first came out in 2008. Okay, there's a lot of people that just were born at that time. So understand that a lot of people were not even like on, they weren't even alive that time. So when you bring a new game like that, or like you bring a remaster of that game, and it's MotorStorm 1, but you know, honestly, dude, I just hope that it's all three of them. I would love to see all three of them, dude. Honestly, even Arctic Edge, you know what? Make Arctic Edge for the PS2 classics and PSP classics, and we're good to go. That's just really all you have to do. But as for the three MotorStorm games, those getting remastered, or even remade, I'd say remastered and looking amazing, right? For PS5 and PS5 Pro, bro. That right there is a W. That would be PlayStation trying to go back to its roots. Go make a new Sly Cooper. Go enhance stuff with Sly Cooper. I want to see Sly Cooper Thieves in Time emulated for the PS5. I would love to see a remaster of that game, dude. Like, there's so much that it needs to be done at PlayStation. Like, dude, a new Order 1886, the studio for the Order, that they just made their new studio again. Because, like I said, Radio Dawn got shut down, unfortunately, because Facebook Gaming bought them. And when they bought them, they didn't know what the fuck they wanted to do with them. And, you know, they just basically shut them down a few months ago. But they have a new studio. Or no, they got shut down a year ago, whatever the case was, right? But they have a new studio now. All the original people that worked on the Order 1886 years ago, dude, look, PlayStation, this is your chance. You own the IP for the Order. Go make the sequel, because apparently the first game was supposed to have a multiplayer. And dude, it was like a classic multiplayer too, which, guys, I said this day one in 2015. If the Order 1886 had a multiplayer, dude, it would have not been so many fucking complaints. I feel like people did a little too much when they complained about that game, because honestly, that game itself is still better than most games that come out to this day. And honestly, dude, honestly, that game is better than fucking Mind's Eye. Let that be known. That game right there is better than Mind's Eye. The Order 1886 is better than Mind's Eye. So honestly, man, I wish that game had gotten, because it was supposed to have 3 games. By now, we should have Order 1886. We should have the third sequel, or we should have a third game for Order if it had worked out well. And it had a multiplayer too. Like, bro, those are good. Like, if you saw the gameplay in the Order 1886, dude, that game deserves a multiplayer. It's sad that we will not get that, and I hope that they are smart and they try to get one. But dude, who knows? Because at the end of the day, PlayStation, the people that are running PlayStation right now, like I said a few weeks ago, we had Herman Hulst, we had Nishino, we had all of them talking about how they're not going to follow the same path as, you know, Xbox. They're more dedicated to console, but then they do this shit, which again, I understand Arrowhead might have pushed for this as a second party game. Whatever the case, it's still an IP PlayStation published on Xbox. So I hope this is not that 4 games thing. I hope it's not the whole Phil Spencer thing there. I hope it's not that moment, man. I pray it's not. Okay? I hope it's not that. I do not want to see that, because then that would be atrocious. But I know some of the grifters have been getting their content out. You know, they've been going crazy on it, whatever the case is. Like I said, look, guys, just give it a day or two. This news blows over. But at the end of the day, PlayStation needs to focus on their console. They need to focus on what made them. They need to focus on the games that made them. And that is going back to what did right. Honestly, guys, taking risks with what they did. They took so many risks with PS3, and it turned out well. No matter what people say, oh, the PS3 fell off, it doesn't matter. At the end of it, it still beat the 360 at the end. They took risks midway, and they had to save that console, and they did it. PS4, they took risks as well, and it still paid off. PS5, they, for some reason, have gone so confident that they're like, oh, we're gonna remaster this game from the PS4, that game from the PS4. Fuck the PS4, man. Like, I love that generation, but bro, why are you remastering games from that generation, not the PS2, not the PS3? Like, come on, what is going on here? There's a SOCOM. Why are you not remastering? Why are you not remaking SOCOM 1 and 2 right now with this online for PS5? Like, bro, it doesn't make sense. Like, do they not think people are not gonna buy SOCOM again? Especially if you remake the first 2 games. Some of the fucking logic at PlayStation makes no sense. Some of the people there, I can tell you, definitely do not fucking play games. Especially Hiroki. I think he needs to fuck off fully and stop caring. I think he needs to retire and go somewhere else because, bro, look, I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Remember when he made that comment how they had no original IP? And then literally someone replied with a tweet with a whole list of like 50 original IPs they had, which made no fucking sense. Like, dude, these are people you do not want near PlayStation, okay? These are people, when they say certain shit, they have to backtrack on what they said. Remember that one girl from that conference they had? And she talked about how, like, oh, they're going to focus now on getting more of the monthly users. They're not going to worry with the console. Then they had to retract and say, oh, no, we didn't mean that. Like, bro, get these people you need to get them the fuck away from the console. You need to get them away from PlayStation because these people do not know nothing about gaming, okay? They do not know anything about gaming. All they know is numbers, which is not a good thing because those people don't give a fuck about what game comes out, what happens. They don't care about a new game, just care about, okay, let's re-release Last of Us Complete Edition, see if we can get 500,000 people to buy it, which, dude, I'm not even shocked because when they released that Complete Edition, they did that for Season 2, which I'm happy Season 2 bombed because, honestly, Season 2 was awful in my opinion. I saw little previews of it, I heard a lot of stuff about it, and I knew it was dog shit, so I'm happy about it. I'm happy that it flopped because, again, it opens their fucking eyes. Like, stop worrying so much about a show, worry more about the games themselves, and then go make a show off them because it just doesn't make sense why you're worrying so much about a fucking show that, like, honestly, I know that it might increase some people to go buy the game, and it probably did, but that should not be the whole thing. You should be worrying about what you can do new now. You should worry about the studio. I think Neil Druckmann now going back to Naughty Dog is fucking, if not a good thing. Like I said, I'm happy that he is because now he can focus on the games. He can focus on what made him. He can focus on what his true passion is, not fucking HBO shows. It's the games he makes. It's about games. They can actually fucking make other games. They apparently are making 2 games at the studio. So, like I said, they might even go for 3 games. Who knows? Like, at the end of the day, man, they need to make sure that whoever is speaking for PlayStation knows what the fuck they're talking about. Doesn't say outlandish dumb shit where, like, we don't have IPs, or this IP doesn't do well, or this IP can do well. Look, man, if you can take a risk, there's a chance it can do well. Doesn't mean that risk has to cost you like $100-something million to make. Not every fucking game needs to be $100 million. Not every game needs to be a AAA banger. It can be a linear game, honestly, man. I love linear stories. I love linear type of smaller games. I think those games do well. They used to do well in the PS4 generation. They used to do well in the PS3 generation. Why can they not do well now? I think people actually want that now. They want more shorter games, more linear experiences. Because, again, people don't have a lot of time these days, man. So I just hope PlayStation just worries about the console more. That's why I think they need to worry about the console more. Because, again, there's some things that need to be done right. There's things that are not doing right. There's games that are not being made. There's games that are being remastered that do not need to be remastered. Like, how the fuck how is it you made a complete edition of Last of Us again? And it's not complete because you're missing Factions 1. Where the fuck's the online? Where's the online for number 1 in that game? Like, it doesn't make no sense. Like, it's not complete. They released a controller, but what the fuck are you gonna play with the game? There's no it has symbols from Factions 1 on it. Can I play Factions 1 remastered? No, I can't, unfortunately, because it's not remastered. Whatever the case is, man, we'll see. I hope PlayStation understands that. Do not take the Xbox approach. Do not take the road Xbox chose. That terrible road that they have chosen, and it is not getting better. It is getting worse and worse. Just because they got Helldivers 2 does not mean it's going to sell well on Xbox, because, like I said, most people on Xbox have Game Pass. A lot of people have been abusing that $1 method. Now look what happened. That $1 method came out. Look at 9,000 people gone just like that. Game Pass does not help in my opinion. I know some people love it, but it doesn't help developers in a way. Look what's happening now. All I'm saying is that if you have a fan base who has only been buying on Game Pass and only been using Game Pass and getting those games for $1 a month, they're not going to pay no $40 for Helldivers 2. They're not going to do that. Those numbers are about to be the biggest cock slap Sony's about to get, and it's warranted. It's warranted. I think they deserve to have a flop like that. I think it's actually good that happens. It'll open their eyes and see why. Like, I'm going to be honest, why would they release on an Xbox when they know that it's a platform that doesn't normally buy games? Like Xbox has stopped making physical copies for games now. And when they do make a physical copy, they're the only ones, not the only ones, but their physical discs, they do not contain the game on it at all. So it is what it is, man. We will see. I hope PlayStation becomes great again. I hope there is more better games that are made for the platform. I hope games I want to see that I've mentioned will come to the platform. Like I said, I hope there's a Sly Cooper 5 in the future, man. I hope there is. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Have a good one. Like I said, stay sane, never lose hope. Have an amazing 4th of July, guys. Like I said, stay safe. Do not go near any fireworks. Be careful. Like I said, man, anything can happen. These days when people make fireworks, they're not giving a fuck how they're making them. So do not lose fingers. Do not lose a hand. Do not lose any limbs, man. Just stay safe. Have fun. Enjoy your weekend. Play games and stay happy. And I will see you guys next time. I have many more videos coming out and I have a lot more content to make. And also, if you guys can, please hit that like button and subscribe because it helps me out. I do appreciate it. And you guys are amazing, man. And that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. And one last thing I have to end off on is exclusives do matter, no matter what anyone tells you. I don't give a fuck what some other dumbass PC person tells you, like, oh no, consoles need to be obsolete. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for these console exclusives, a lot of this competitiveness in gaming would not be what it is without exclusives to that console. Like I said, 360 wouldn't have made PS3 what it was if it wasn't as competitive as it was. Early Xbox One, because of it being as competitive as it was, PS4 wouldn't have been as competitive as it was. At the end of the day, understand that exclusives do matter and they are a big part of the industry and they are what drive people to buy a console, to even get more new games, and there's even more better games that come out of that. It's really all it is. So I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you're on PC. I do not give a fuck. I care about exclusives. I care about the console, and that's just it. See you guys next time. Peace.